The first time Daniel Cole touched me, I nearly slapped him. Not because it was romantic, because I thought he was the most arrogant man I had ever worked with. We were in the middle of a quarterly review meeting, 20 people in the room, slides on the screen, coffee going cold in paper cups. My department had spent 6 weeks preparing a rollout plan, and Daniel had spent the first 20 minutes dismantling it line by line with that calm, expensive voice of his.
If we proceed with this timeline, we'll miss delivery by 9 days.
He said it without looking at me, which somehow made it worse. Then I reached for the same printed report he did. His hand landed over mine. Warm, firm, brief. He pulled back immediately.
Sorry.
But something happened in that half second that annoyed me more than his criticism had. Because my body noticed him before my mind could stop it. And I hated that. If you're watching this now, subscribe. Because this is the story of how the man I wanted fired became the man I almost married. After one disastrous business trip, one hotel room, and one secret neither of us was supposed to know. Daniel joined our company the way storms arrive, without asking permission. He was transferred from head office to improve operational efficiency, which is corporate language for someone important thinks you're all underperforming. He was 32, sharply dressed, painfully composed, and somehow had the confidence of a man who had never once doubted himself in a mirror. He walked fast. He spoke precisely. He never laughed at jokes that weren't funny. And worst of all, he was usually right. The first week, he identified 3 budget leaks nobody else had noticed. The second week, he exposed a vendor overcharging us. By the third week, management adored him. The rest of us did not, especially me, because I had worked there 5 years. I knew the staff, the clients, the systems, the invisible chaos that never appears on spreadsheets. Daniel kept acting like numbers were reality and people were accessories, so naturally, we clashed. Every meeting became a duel.
This process is inefficient.
It works because humans use it, Daniel.
That's not a metric.
Neither is being insufferable. He looked at me for 3 long seconds after that, then wrote something in his notebook. I wanted to know what. I also wanted to throw the notebook out a window. Attraction is inconvenient when attached to someone irritating. That was my problem. I noticed details I did not wish to notice. The sleeves rolled once at the forearm. The way he loosened his tie after late meetings. How he listened fully when junior staff spoke, even if he disagreed. How he always carried painkillers in his laptop bag because migraines hit him without warning. How he never flirted with anyone. That last part made him more interesting than if he had. Men who know they're attractive often perform it. Daniel didn't. He moved through the office like desire was irrelevant, which made everyone else think about it more, including me, though I denied it violently. When coworkers teased,
You two argue like an old married couple.
I replied, I'd rather date a photocopier. But the truth was more dangerous. I thought about him when I went home. Not often, just enough to become a problem. The company landed a major client in Manchester. 2-day negotiations, high stakes. Senior leadership wanted operations and strategy represented together, which meant me and Daniel. I laughed when my manager told me, then realized she was serious.
You both know the account best.
We also actively dislike each other.
Perfect. Keep each other sharp.
That is how bad decisions are made in management. We traveled by train on a Thursday morning. 2 reserved seats facing forward. 4 hours together. No escape. He arrived exactly on time, carrying 1 suitcase and 1 coffee. He handed me the coffee.
Flat white. No sugar.
I stared at it. How do you know my order?
You buy it every Tuesday and Thursday.
Then he sat down and opened his laptop like that sentence meant nothing. I spent 20 minutes pretending not to be affected by it. Somewhere outside Birmingham, the train stalled. Signal failure. Delay. 90 minutes. Rain against the windows. No Wi-Fi. No distractions. We were forced into conversation like 2 people in a low-budget psychological drama.
Why do you hate me?
Direct. Of course. I don't hate you.
You called me a spreadsheet in human form.
That was accurate, not hateful. He almost smiled. Almost.
For what it's worth, I don't dislike you.
That makes one of us.
No, it doesn't.
I looked at him then. Really looked. And for the first time, he looked tired. Not arrogant. Tired.
You assume confidence means ease.
Doesn't it?
No. He turned to the rain after that. And I felt the first dangerous thing. Curiosity.
We arrived late. Exhausted. The client dinner was moved to the next morning. Fine. Then reception delivered the second blow.
We sincerely apologize. Due to an internal booking error, we only have one executive room remaining.
I laughed again. That disbelieving laugh life forces out of you. No.
We can provide extra bedding.
We'll take it.
I turned so fast I nearly sprained my neck. We?
Every nearby hotel is sold out because of the football match. He was right. I hated that too. So that is how I found myself at 10:40 p.m. standing inside a luxury hotel room with one king bed, one sofa, one bathroom, and a man I had professionally insulted for 6 months. And he loosened his tie. You can take the bed.
I'm not fragile.
No. You're impossible.
Sleep on the floor then.
I paid for half the room.
I'd pay double to be alone.
Tempting.
In the end, I took the bed. He took the sofa. And neither of us slept. There is something intimate about hearing another person unable to sleep. The shifting, the sighing, the silence after. At 2:13 a.m., I said into the dark, "Are you awake?
Obviously.
Why are you like this?"
Specific question.
Cold, controlled, annoying, long pause. Then,
Because if I'm not controlled, things go badly.
I sat up, moonlight through the curtains. He was staring at the ceiling.
My father lost everything twice. House. Business. Pride. Chaos. Follows careless people. Father.
His voice was flat in the way painful truths often are.
So I became careful.
I had mistaken armor for personality. That realization can embarrass you, because it means you judge someone lazily. And the arrogance? He turned his head.
That's just your interpretation. I laughed. Quietly. He laughed too. First time I'd heard it. Low. Warm. Human. That was the moment everything changed.
At 3:07 a.m., he stood up.
Move over.
Excuse me?
The sofa is medieval.
Absolutely not.
We have a client presentation in 6 hours. I need sleep.
So do I.
Then stop talking.
He lay on top of the duvet, fully clothed, leaving an exaggerated gap between us. I should tell you I was furious. I should also tell you my pulse became irresponsible. We lay there stiff as statues. 5 minutes. 10. Then thunder cracked outside. Without thinking, I flinched. His hand found mine under the blanket. Instinctive. Protective. He froze as if he'd made a mistake. I didn't let go. Neither did he. We slept like that. Hands linked. Nothing else. Which somehow felt more intimate than kissing would have. Morning light is rude. It reveals everything. I woke first, still holding his hand. Daniel asleep looked younger. Softer. Less defended. Beautiful. Unfortunately. Then he opened his eyes. No panic. No awkwardness. Just that steady gaze.
Morning.
You're on my side of the bed.
You're holding my hand.
I released him immediately. He sat up, smiling properly this time. And if you've ever watched a difficult person become suddenly attractive, you know how dangerous a smile can be. We were flawless. That is the truth. Chemistry, when redirected professionally, can look like competence. I handled operations concerns before clients asked. He reframed objections before they formed. We moved like people who understood each other. By lunch, the contract was ours. After signing, the client director said,
You two make an exceptional team. We both said thanks too quickly and avoided eye contact.
back home, we should have returned to normal. We did not. Late emails became late conversations. Arguments became teasing. Coffee appeared on my desk every Tuesday and Thursday. Flat white. No sugar. One Friday, he knocked on my office door after everyone left.
Dinner.
Is that a question?
No.
A regant.
Coming?
I went. Of course I went. That dinner became many dinners. Then one kiss outside a taxi. Then many things harder to summarize. We kept it secret because workplace romance policies are written by people who assume adults cannot behave. Also because secrets intensify feelings. That part is annoyingly true. 3 months in, I overheard something. His voice in a conference room.
No, she doesn't know yet. Another voice I couldn't hear. I'll tell her when timing makes sense. Then silence. I should have asked. Instead, I imagined, which is how relationships get damaged fastest. I learned the next morning that a new regional director role had opened. And Daniel was the favorite. He had known. He hadn't told me. Who? Worse, I had recommended strategies to him privately, not knowing he was competing. I felt used. Humiliated. So when he approached my desk. Can we talk?
No.
Zara.
Did you enjoy collecting free consulting from the woman you were sleeping with? The office went silent. There are moments you hear yourself become someone worse. That was one. His face changed. Not anger. Hurt.
That's what you think of me?
It's what you made possible. He walked away and did not speak to me for 11 days. On day 12, HR announced the appointment. Not Daniel. Me. Regional director. I thought it was a mistake. Then my manager closed the door and said,
Daniel withdrew his candidacy weeks ago. Recommended you strongly.
I sat down because my knees lost ambition.
He knew before anyone. He asked leadership to consider you instead.
Why didn't he tell me?
He said he didn't want you thinking he was influencing the process. There are pains caused by betrayal, and pains caused by realizing you did the betraying. The second kind burns deeper.
I went to his apartment that night. Rain again. Of course. He opened the door but didn't invite me in.
You got the job.
I accused you publicly.
Yes.
I was wrong.
Yes.
Can I come inside? Long pause. Then he stepped aside. I apologized properly. No excuses. No, but I thought. Just truth. He listened. Then said,
You never asked me.
I know.
You assumed the worst because it was easier than being vulnerable.
That one landed cleanly. Probably.
And yet you're here.
Because losing my pride would hurt less than losing you. He stared at me. Then kissed me hard enough to erase the week. We did it correctly after that. Declared the relationship. Endured gossip. Ignored predictions of disaster. Learned that loving a difficult person means learning the language underneath their difficulty. He learned I use sarcasm when scared. I learned silence means he is overwhelmed, not uncaring. We fought fairly. We apologized faster. We became less interesting to the office once people realized we were stable, which is the highest compliment workplace gossip can accidentally give. 2 years later, he proposed in a hotel room. Different city, different bed arrangement. This time, no sofa. Chemistry is common, compatibility is rarer. And being challenged is not the same thing as being disrespected. Sometimes the person who irritates you most is the one forcing you to sharpen. Sometimes your first impression is just your ego defending itself. Sometimes one sleepless night reveals more truth than 6 months of meetings. And sometimes, the man you wanted fired becomes the man you choose every morning. Subscribe to Office Confession for more stories from boardrooms, break rooms, elevators, parking lots, and all the places people discover work was never only about work. I'll see you next time. And if you hate someone at the office, make sure it's really hate.